video is not about Panic at the Disco as much as I love them, you know, like Brendan Urie, please marry me. Yeah. So this is not a sponsored video at all, but it is featuring Rumchata, and the title is self-explanatory. I am baking dark chocolate chip cookies with Rumchata in the mix, and with some lovely Mexican vanilla that I brought back from New York. Wait, no, Mexico. So enjoy. I mean, if you like alcohol or if you like sweets, then you really can't go wrong with Rumchata chocolate chip cookies. And I use dark chocolate in these because my boyfriend has just gotten his wisdom teeth taken out, and so his teeth are some sort of just super sweet stuff. So if you're not a big fan of like sweets, this is a good way to have a sweet cookie that's nice and savory without it being like overly sweet. See? Okay, go watch. So when I bake cookies, I like to use a mixture of bread flour and cake flour because I find that it gives the perfect balance of that crispy, chewy, gooey chocolate chip cookie. That is my favorite. Now that's my preference. If you're not into that, I would suggest only using the cake flour. We're gonna start off, as you saw, in a large bowl and just mix all of the dry ingredients together. Whisk them really well, over whisk them like I did. And then it's standard for chocolate chip cookies to use a mixture of white sugar and brown sugar, but specifically light brown sugar because dark brown sugar is for anything that you want to be heavier. Dark brown sugar is too heavy. Light brown sugar. I know I didn't put that in the description or in the recipe or anywhere, but I'm telling you now. And then just make sure that those two are well combined before you add your butter. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I usually bake cookies because I had a random craving, so I don't have time to fully let the butter soften, and I just melt it slightly. Now, this does mean that you'll have to take the time to let the entire dough get cold before you bake it, but honestly, I swear by this method whether I have time or not, because it is the perfect way to make sure that each little grain of sugar is fully coated in that butter. You can't go wrong with it. And you know, who doesn't like the smell of melted butter and sugar? Ugh. If I could just have a melted butter sugar soup. That would be amazing. Honestly, I know, I sound awful. I want that right now. Like, is there a recipe that's literally just melted butter and sugar? You know, other things, but just melted butter and sugar. Butter soup. Sweet butter soup. I want that. Yeah, so this was a problem because I didn't fully melt the butter, so those little chunks that we saw were still slightly cold. And you know, just one egg. Continue mixing. Mix the egg. And then after the egg, we're going to use my fancy Mexican vanilla. And I believe this recipe calls for about a teaspoon. It doesn't call for as much as I used. I know that much. I used a lot more than I was supposed to because I just love the smell of that Mexican vanilla. Like, ugh. It was honestly so good. I probably used at least a tablespoon. That's the Rumchata. Also delish. I didn't add all of it at first because I thought it was going to be too much, and it turned out to not be too much. So here I'm adding in all the dry ingredients that we whisked the fuck out of earlier. And generally recipes mandate that you should add everything gradually, but again, I don't have a lot of time, so I just threw it in. It's not going to ruin your dough. Just do it. Even if it means ruining your dough, just do it. See, I added more Rumchata. Oh yes. I didn't add all of it because total it would have been 4 ounces, and that's a little excessive. So, that's nicely mixed. I totally did not lick those when I was done. At all. Not at all. It was good. And then my dark chocolate morsels, which I love. Honestly, So good. I didn't know these existed until my boyfriend brought them home. And he said they were on sale, so we have a ton. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know what y'all thought of this recipe. And you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Click the little bell. And above all, just eat good food. Alright?